All right, so you landed an interview for a hotel butler position.
Huge congrats.
That's a big deal.
Yeah,
But now,
it is.
now comes the really nerve-wracking part.
Oh, yeah.
Nailing the interview.
Right.
Don't worry, we've got you covered.
Yeah, we do.
We're diving deep into RoleCatcher's resources.
That's right.
Not just to give you generic interview advice, but to help you understand what this specific role really demands
That's right.
and how to impress.
What's often overlooked about hotel butlers is that it's so much more than just the tasks.
Right.
It's about curating an experience, almost like you're conducting a personal symphony of service.
I love that analogy.
Yeah.
And that's exactly the kind of insight that can set you apart in an interview.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what the role actually entails.
Okay.
I was looking through the career guide,
Mm-hmm.
and it paints a pretty fascinating picture.
Yeah.
It's like being a VIP concierge,
Mm-hmm.
a personal assistant,
Yeah.
and a hospitality expert all rolled into one.
Exactly. You think anticipating needs before the guest even realizes they have them.
Right.
All within the luxurious setting of a high-end hotel
Wow.
or a private residence.
That sounds amazing.
It is.
But
Yeah.
this career guide also doesn't shy away from the less glamorous aspect.
Right.
Long hours, high-pressure situations, and let's be honest, the occasional demanding guest.
For sure.
Knowing this upfront can be helpful.
Yeah.
Not only can it help you decide if this is really the right fit for you,
Mm-hmm.
but it also lets you walk into the interview with your eyes wide open.
Yes.
Speaking of the interview,
Yeah.
and how about we jump right into those tricky questions?
Absolutely. The first question on our list might seem like a softball,
Okay.
but it's actually a chance to really showcase what you bring to the table. It's
Yeah.
the classic.
Yeah.
Can you describe your experience in the hospitality industry?
This one seems pretty straightforward,
Right.
but I bet there's a lot more to it than just listing your previous jobs, right?
You're right. It's not just about reciting your resume. Okay.
They want to hear about your passion for hospitality,
Mm-hmm.
your understanding of what exceptional guest service means,
Right.
and most importantly, they want to see how your past experiences,
Okay.
even those outside of traditional hospitality roles, have equipped you with the skills to excel as a hotel butler.
So even if someone hasn't worked as a hotel butler before,
Absolutely.
they can still highlight relevant experiences.
Think about times you've gone above and beyond for customers,
Right.
demonstrated meticulous attention to detail,
Okay.
or even how you've handled difficult situations with grace and professionalism.
I'm seeing a pattern here already.
Yeah,
It seems like storytelling is going to be key in this interview.
absolutely. Don't just tell them what you did.
Yeah.
Show them.
Great.
Paint a vivid picture with your words.
I like it.
And that's where RoleCatcher's AI can be incredibly helpful. You can actually practice answering these questions,
Okay.
record yourself,
Uh-huh.
and the AI will analyze your responses.
Giving you feedback on your content, your delivery, and even your use of keywords.
Wait, so it's like having a personal interview coach in your pocket.
Exactly. And the beauty of it is that it's tailored to this specific role.
Wow.
The AI pulls keywords from the job description,
Oh.
so you can be sure your answers are hitting all the right notes.
That's amazing. It sounds like a real game changer.
It is.
Okay, back to those interview questions.
Yeah.
What kind of follow-up question could they ask after you've described your experience?
I might say something like,
Mhm.
can you give me a specific example of a time you exceeded a guest's expectations?
This is where those storytelling skills come in handy.
Absolutely.
Let's say you nailed that first question
Okay.
and gave a compelling example.
Right.
What else might they throw your way?
This next one gets to the heart of what it means to be a hotel butler.
Okay.
How do you ensure that guests feel welcomed and valued during their stay?
It seems like active listening would be crucial here. But what does that actually look like in practice for a hotel butler?
It's about truly engaging with the guests, paying attention to their needs,
Right.
and making them feel like they're the only person that matters.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you remember their name and use it throughout their stay.
Okay.
Or perhaps you pick up on a subtle detail,
Ah.
a preference for a certain type of tea or a mention of a favorite author,
Oh.
and use that to personalize their experience.
That's so smart. It's
Yeah.
about going beyond the transactional
Uh-huh.
and creating a genuine connection.
Exactly. And if you're using RoleCatcher to practice,
Yeah.
the AI
Yeah.
will even pick up on whether you're incorporating these kinds of personalized details into your answers.
Wow.
It can help you refine your responses
Okay.
and ensure you're conveying a genuine desire to create that special experience for each guest.
I'm already feeling more confident just thinking about it.
That's great.
What kind of follow-up question could come after that one?
They might ask, Tell me about a time you had to adapt your approach to a guest with unique needs or preferences.
Ooh, that's a good one. I'd love to hear an example of how someone can answer that effectively.
Yeah.
But before we get into that,
I think it's time we...
hold that thought before you jump into a story.
Oh.
Let's shift gears for a moment and talk about RoleCatcher's Career Insights. The career guide isn't just for interview prep, you know?
Oh, right. It's easy to get laser focused on the interview itself.
Yeah.
But it's important to understand the bigger picture of this role.
Exactly.
What else does the career guide offer?
It breaks down typical career paths.
Okay.
So you can see where this role could lead you.
Hmm.
Maybe you're aiming for head butler someday.
Right.
Or want to specialize in a specific type of property.
Okay.
Knowing the possibilities can help you articulate your long-term goals during the interview.
That's really helpful. Having that vision can make you stand out as someone who's serious about this career.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to that question about adapting to a guest with unique needs.
How could someone tackle that?
This is a chance to showcase your empathy and creative problem solving.
Okay.
Maybe you encountered a guest with dietary restrictions
Yeah.
and went above and beyond to find them suitable meal options.
Right.
Or perhaps you helped a guest with mobility issues, navigate the property, and ensure they felt comfortable and cared for.
Okay.
The key is to show that you can think on your feet and find personalized solutions.
I can see how that ties back to the career guide's emphasis on customer service orientation.
Yes.
And social perceptiveness. It's not just about following a script. It's
Yeah.
about genuinely understanding and responding to individual needs.
Precisely. Now remember that even if your previous roles weren't in luxury hospitality,
Okay.
you can still draw on experiences where you had to be adaptable and think outside the box.
Right.
Don't be afraid to get creative and connect the dots for the interviewer.
Okay, so we've talked about experience exceeding expectations
Uh-huh.
and adapting to unique needs. What's another question that's almost guaranteed to come up in a Hotel Butler interview?
Let's talk about dealing with guest complaints.
Oh, boy.
They might ask something like,
Okay.
can you describe your experience with handling guest complaints?
Oof, that's the one no one wants to deal with.
I know.
But it's inevitable in any hospitality role,
It is.
especially when you're striving for that VIP level of service.
Yeah.
What are they really looking for here?
It's all about how you react under pressure.
Okay.
Can you remain calm, professional, and solution-oriented when things get tough?
Mm-hmm.
Remember, a complaint isn't a personal attack.
Right.
It's an opportunity to turn a negative experience into a positive one.
That's a great mindset shift.
Yeah.
So how can someone demonstrate those skills in their answer?
The key is to showcase a structured approach to resolving complaints.
Okay.
Start by actively listening to the guest's concerns and acknowledging their feelings,
Right.
even if you don't agree with their assessment. Empathizing with their frustration can go a long way in de-escalating the situation.
That makes so much sense. It's about validating their experience before jumping into solutions.
Exactly. Then clearly outline the steps you'll take to address the issue.
Mm-hmm.
Offer options if possible.
Okay.
And always follow through on your promises.
Right.
And this is where RoleCatcher's AI comes in handy again.
Oh.
You can practice answering these types of questions.
Right.
And the AI will pick up on whether you're conveying empathy
Well,
and a genuine desire to resolve the issue.
that's so helpful. It's one thing to know what to say,
Right.
but actually hearing yourself say it
Yeah,
and getting that feedback can make a huge difference.
absolutely. Now, you can almost bet on a follow-up question, like,
Okay.
tell me about a time you had to deal with a particularly challenging guest complaint and how you resolved it.
Oh, the dreaded behavioral question, everyone's favorite, right?
Oh, yeah.
So what makes for a truly impressive answer here?
Choose an example that demonstrates your ability to stay calm under pressure. Think critically
Okay.
and find a creative solution.
Right.
Maybe you had to negotiate with other departments or find a way to accommodate a last-minute request.
Okay.
The key is to highlight your problem-solving skills and your commitment to guest satisfaction.
And I'm guessing it wouldn't hurt to sprinkle in some of those keywords from the career guide, like service recovery or conflict resolution.
It's all about showing the interviewer that you have the skills and the mindset to handle those tricky situations that inevitably arise in the world of luxury hospitality.
All right, so we've covered handling complaints, which is a big one.
Yeah.
What else should aspiring hotel butlers be prepared to talk about?
Let's move on to a question that really tests your organizational skills and ability to manage multiple responsibilities. They might ask something like,
Uh,
how do you prioritize and manage your tasks as a hotel butler?
Time management is essential in any job,
Oh, for sure.
but especially in a fast-paced environment like this.
Yes.
What would a stellar answer to this question look like?
Don't just say, I'm organized.
Okay.
Show them how you actually stay on top of everything.
Right.
Do you use a specific method for prioritizing tasks?
Uh-huh.
Maybe you have a system for tracking guest requests.
Why?
Or a way to streamline communication with other departments? Be specific?
So it's about demonstrating those systems and processes,
Yeah.
not just claiming to be organized.
Exactly. And remember, those organizational skills are transferable.
Okay.
Even if you haven't worked as a hotel butler before,
Right.
you can highlight experiences from other roles where you had to manage competing priorities, delegate tasks, or stay on top of a demanding workload.
And of course, RoleCatcher's AI can analyze your practice answers.
Yes.
And give you feedback on whether you're effectively conveying those organizational skills.
It's right.
It's like having a virtual assistant helping you prepare for the real deal.
Right. And speaking of real deals, be ready for a follow-up question like,
Okay.
can you give me an example of a time you had to juggle multiple tasks and decide which one to tackle first?
The prioritization dilemma.
Yes.
What are some things to keep in mind when answering this type of question?
Be prepared to explain your rationale for prioritizing certain tasks over others.
Okay.
Did you consider the urgency of the request, the potential impact on the guest's experience,
Right.
the resources available? Walk them through your decision-making process.
It's all about demonstrating that you can think critically and make sound judgments under pressure.
Yes.
Okay. We're really getting into the nitty-gritty of this interview prep.
Yeah.
What else should be on our radar?
Collaboration is crucial in this role.
Okay.
You'll be working closely with other departments to ensure a seamless guest experience.
Right.
So be ready for a question like,
Okay.
can you describe a time when you had to work collaboratively with other departments or teams to provide exceptional service to a guest?
Ooh, this is a chance to showcase teamwork and communication skills.
For sure.
What kind of story would really impress them here?
Choose an example where you had to navigate different personalities,
Okay.
potentially conflicting priorities, and maybe even some bureaucratic hurdles to achieve a positive outcome for the guest.
Right.
Did you have to negotiate with another department to secure a last-minute reservation?
Right.
Did you have to go above and beyond to coordinate a special request that involved multiple teams?
I'm starting to see a trend here.
Yep.
These interview questions aren't just about what you did,
Right.
but how you did it. They're looking for those soft skills, that ability to navigate complex situations and work effectively with others.
You're absolutely right. And remember, even if your previous roles didn't involve a lot of cross-departmental collaboration,
Okay.
you can still draw on experiences where you had to work as part of a team to achieve a common goal.
That's really helpful. It's all about framing your experiences in a way that highlights those transferable skills. And speaking of highlighting skills, I'm curious about how, hold on a second, before we move on to, it's interesting how much emphasis there seems to be on soft skills in these hotel butler interviews. It's not just about knowing how to make a perfect martini.
Right.
It's about reading people,
Yeah.
understanding their needs, and creating that seamless, personalized experience.
Absolutely. In a role like this, your ability to connect with guests, build rapport, and handle those sometimes delicate situations with grace and professionalism is just as important as your technical skills.
And speaking of those technical skills, let's not forget about RoleCatcher's AI.
Right.
I'm still amazed by how it can help you practice those soft skills and tailor your answers to the specific requirements of the job.
Right. The AI doesn't just analyze your content.
Right.
It picks up on your tone of voice, your pacing, and even your use of keywords.
Wow.
It can help you refine your delivery and project that all-important confidence.
It's like having a personal branding expert and a speech coach all in one.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to those interview questions.
Okay.
What else should we be prepared for?
This next one is all about handling those high-profile individuals with discretion and a personalized touch. They might ask something like, can you describe a time when you had to handle a VIP guest?
Ooh, VIPs.
Yeah.
This is where things get really interesting. I imagine this question is designed to assess your ability to maintain composure, anticipate needs, and perhaps even navigate some tricky situations.
Exactly. Think about times you've had to handle confidential information, coordinate special requests, or simply create a sense of exclusivity and personalized attention. It's about demonstrating that you can handle those high-stakes interactions with professionalism and discretion.
And I bet a follow-up question could be,
Yeah.
what was the most challenging aspect of handling that VIP guest, and how did you approach it?
Spot on. Be prepared to discuss any obstacles you encountered, whether it was a demanding request, a last-minute change of plans, or a situation that required you to think on your feet and find a creative solution.
So it's about showcasing those problem-solving skills and your ability to remain calm and collected under pressure, even when dealing with those with high expectations.
Precisely. And don't be afraid to highlight how your actions align with the core values of the role.
Right.
Did you prioritize the guest's privacy?
Uh-huh.
Did you go above and beyond to ensure their comfort and satisfaction connect the dots for the interviewer?
Great advice.
Okay.
Okay, moving on. What's another question that's likely to come up?
In a fast-paced and ever-evolving industry, like hospitality, staying current is crucial.
Right.
So they might ask you, how do you stay up to date on the latest hospitality trends and incorporate them into your service?
Oh, good one. It's not enough to just say, I read industry magazines. What are some concrete examples someone could give to show they're on top of their game?
This is a chance to showcase your genuine interest in the field and your commitment to continuous learning. Maybe you've attended a recent conference or webinar on a specific trend, or perhaps you follow thought leaders on social media and actively engage in discussions about the future of hospitality.
And how about incorporating those trends into your service? That's where it gets really practical.
Exactly. Give them concrete examples. Have you implemented a new technology or personalized service technique based on emerging guest preferences? Maybe you've adapted your approach to sustainability or wellness based on current industry trends.
It's about showing that you're not just aware of the trends,
Uh-huh.
you're actively thinking about how to apply them to enhance the guest experience.
Absolutely. Now imagine a follow-up question like, what's a recent hospitality trend that you found particularly interesting, and how would you apply it to the Hotel Butler role?
Okay.
This is your chance to shine.
Okay. I'm feeling inspired. I can already picture myself talking passionately about the latest trends and how I'd use them to create those memorable guest experiences. What else should we be thinking about?
Even though a hotel butler isn't always in a formal management position, they often play a role in training and guiding others.
Okay.
So be prepared to answer a question like, can you describe a time when you had to train or mentor a new team member?
Ah, leadership skills. These are valuable in any role. What are they looking for here?
Choose an example that showcases your patience, your communication skills, and your ability to break down complex tasks into manageable steps. Did you have to onboard a junior butler or train a new housekeeper?
And of course, there's always a follow-up question lurking around the corner.
Yeah.
Right. Something like, what was the biggest challenge you faced in training that team member, and how did you overcome it?
Be prepared to discuss any obstacles you encountered, whether it was a language barrier, a difference in learning styles, or simply a team member who is struggling to grasp a new concept. Highlight your ability to adapt your training style, provide constructive feedback, and ultimately ensure that the team member was successful.
It's all about demonstrating those leadership qualities, even if you haven't held a formal management title. Okay, we've covered a lot of ground here.
Yeah.
What's the final question we should be prepared for?
This one goes to the heart of trust and professionalism. Be ready to answer something like, how do you handle confidential information regarding guests or the hotel?
Ah, discretion is key in this role. How can someone demonstrate that they can be trusted with sensitive information?
A strong answer would emphasize your understanding of privacy policies and your commitment to ethical conduct. Mention any specific procedures you follow to safeguard information, whether it's using secure communication channels, limiting access to data, or simply being mindful of what you discuss with others.
And I imagine they might follow up with a question like, tell me about a time you had to handle a situation involving confidential information and how you ensured its protection.
Exactly. Choose a scenario that demonstrates your judgment and your commitment to upholding privacy. Did you have to deal with a guest request that involved sensitive information? Did you encounter a situation where someone attempted to access confidential data inappropriately?
This has been an incredibly insightful deep dive into the world of Hotel Butler interviews. We've covered everything from showcasing your experience and soft skills to handling challenging situations and demonstrating your commitment to professionalism.
And don't forget about RoleCatcher's amazing resources, the career guide, the interview guide, and those incredible AI tools can make all the difference in your preparation.
Absolutely. Remember, you've got this. Be confident, be prepared, and most importantly, let your passion for hospitality shine through. Good luck out there.